YouTubers are wrong from time to time, and today I'm going to talk about some backpacking gear that I was completely wrong about. And when I first started YouTube, having the ability to carry my camera equipment up front and have it easily accessible was a big concern for me. And for years, my go-to for that regard was the Ribs front pack. And for years, so many people suggested I should just use a Fanny Pack. And I just never thought it was going to be big enough. I never thought it would really work. And I admittedly just kind of thought Fanny Packs were really, really dorky. And then I was approached by the company Acromoda and asked if I wanted to check out their Fanny Pack. It weighs in at about 4.5 ounces. It's about 2.5 liters of carrying space. I can easily carry my GoPro in here as well as my phone. I can get some snacks up here. And it's just one main pocket. You've got a couple mesh dividers in the back there, as well as a key clip. And then on the very back of the Fanny Pack, you've got this little sleeve. You could fit your cell phone in there. I use a Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus, and with the OtterBox case, my phone just quite doesn't fit, but if you had a little bit of a smaller phone, it could probably slip in there. On the side here, you've got some tabs. They do have a little water bottle attachment, or you can use like that little holster for carrying your bear spray if you wanted to, and for carrying my GoPro and my cell phone and some extra snacks and stuff like that. And it's safe to say I'm now a big fan of Fanny Packs. And when it comes to the disposal of my human waste, you know, when I'm out on the trail and I have to take a poop, for years, I would just use either my hiking stick or my trekking pole, and I would just use that to, you know, kind of burrow out a little hole. It wasn't always the prettiest. Sometimes it was a bit of a pain, but it always got the job done, and I just never really thought I needed anything else for it. And I have since picked myself up a Deuce of Spades trowel. These guys weigh 0.6 ounces or about 16, 17 grams. Pretty simple little design. It's got some serrated edges on the digging tip here for, you know, breaking up roots and stuff like that. There are a ton of different little trowels out there that you can get. I know a lot of people swear by the Bogler one and the Vargro one, and I honestly don't know which one is the best one. It's probably not something I'm going to be doing trial and error on a bunch of different little poop shovels, but the Deuce of Spades trowel is what I use, and it works really, really well. Now, primarily being a hammock camper, I never thought these little tiny portable pumps is something that I would be into. But the FlexTail pumps, either the FlexTail Tiny Pump or the FlexTail Zero Pump, I am a huge fan. I am sold on either one. The weight of it, they are pretty freaking close to what the weight of your pump sacks are anyways. Tiny Pump weighs about 3.5 ounces. The FlexTail Zero Pump weighs 2 ounces. They each have a ton of different adapters for almost every type of sleeping pad. Up on the screen, I'm going to show you guys filling an Hammock sleeping pad as well as a Zen Bivy sleeping pad, just to show you that even if you don't have, you know, the popular brand name sleeping pads, you're very likely going to find an adapter with the FlexTail pumps that are going to work for you. Both pumps are USB-C rechargeable, which is a really nice feature to have. The FlexTail Tiny Pump has a light on top as well as the pump feature, whereas the FlexTail Zero Pump is just the air pump. So if you're looking for something that's just a pump and is just used to fill up your air pads, the FlexTail Zero Pump is probably going to be the pump for you. But if you like the idea of having a little floodlight, just kind of something, you know, nice to add on the inside of your tent, that nice little feature will be found on the FlexTail Tiny Pump. If you guys are interested in checking out any of the gear that I'm talking about in this video today, you'll find it in the description box down below. Budget backpacking gear has been a really, really popular topic for the last number of years. And when I was reached out to by the company Featherstone to check out their Moondance 25 top quilt, I was honestly a little bit skeptical. I did accept, obviously, and I had them send me the Moondance quilt, but I didn't have a ton of expectations for the quilt. I honestly thought it was just going to be like every other really cheap, you know, knockoff backpacking quilt out there that you're going to find. Very feature-rich quilt. You know, it's got clips on the sides, it's got pad straps. I don't have the pad straps anymore. I don't actually use pad straps when I'm ground dwelling with a quilt, so those have just kind of disappeared on me. It's got the zipper at the bottom, so you can unzip and you can completely open this up if you want to have it, you know, like just a regular blanket. At the top of the quilt, you've got a baffle and a shock cord neck cinch, just really, really nice feature to have. It's 850 fill power down, comfort rated to about 30 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. So a pretty typical summer rated quilt. And the weight is really, really nice, coming in at about 1.5 pounds. For a summer rated top quilt, you really can't go wrong. And the price point on these is really, really nice compared to the custom quilts out there. Now, in the interest of fairness, when I'm talking about gear that I have been wrong about, I have to fully admit that the gear that I have been the most incorrect about is actually hammocks. When hammocks first hit the scene, I honestly thought they were kind of a fad. They never really picked up a lot of steam up here in Canada. They seem to be more of an American thing. And I just had it in my head that, you know, it's not something that would ever really work. Like I said, I thought it was a fad, but it took me actually climbing my skinny little white ass into a hammock and having a couple sleeps in one to realize there are a ton of benefits. And I found that I actually would sleep better in a hammock, and have since transitioned into almost exclusively hammock camping for my backpacking trips. Obviously, I do sleep in a tent from time to time. You know, there's certain areas that I want to go that hammocks just aren't going to be a viable option. But if I do have the option, I am taking the hammock 10 times out of 10. The hammock thing, it's legit. Hammocks are not a fad. I was really, really wrong about that. Obviously, as I'm filming videos, the birds have to just go absolutely crazy in my backyard right now. Hold on, I gotta chase them away. Ah, get out of here! Get out of my yard. If you guys have any backpacking gear that you currently use now that you were wrong about when you first saw it or first heard about it, let me know in the comments section down below. I always find that stuff super interesting. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you're interested in checking out any more backpacking gear that I'm into, check out either of these two videos here. I'm sure you guys will enjoy. As always, I am Matty. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.